What we're going to do is we're going to talk about our low attackers first, and we don't break it up into 4 attack, 3 middies, 4 defenders. We actually have low attackers and 2 high attackers. So we'll have our 2 low attackers are actually responsible for protecting the middle of the field. The biggest cause for fast breaks is goalies getting the ball out quick and getting the ball out to their middies and bringing that ball upfield faster than you can get into your zone, right? So what we do is we initially put pressure on the goalie with one of our attackers, and you can decide which attacker works best for you. You may have a lefty or a righty that maybe you want to force a goalie to pass to one side of the field or another, but we're going to put one of our low attackers directly on top of the goal circle with their stick up, occupying that space to hopefully force the goalie to make a pass to the outside or maybe one of their lower defenders. Our second low attacker, the other one that's usually behind the goal, will come up, and they're also responsible for protecting the middle, but they're more responsible for the 12-meter area out to about the 15-meter area, and they're going to be right about here. And they're basically there to do the same exact thing as a low attack. They're just doing it at a different area. They don't want the ball to come to the middle. So if a clearing midfielder came into that space, they would try to mark up with them in that space. They wouldn't necessarily just occupy that zone and stand there. If an actual opponent from another team was actually clearing in this space and they were open, they have the opportunity to mark them off and shut them off while they're in that space. They don't necessarily have to follow them out of the space, but they want to occupy them while they're actually in there. Our next level will be our high attackers. High attackers typically line up on the outsides anyway. We put them up at the same level as our low attacker here. Not necessarily at the restraining line, and you can adjust this based on your opponent in the scouting reports and your game plan for that day. But we typically bring them in 4 or 5 yards from the restraining line. We kind of have them occupy that space, pinch more to the middle because the ball going to the outside, it's a little bit better than coming back up the middle. If the ball's coming up the middle, they have more options to both sides of the field. But if you get them going towards the sideline initially before your double teams are established, they're not going to have that opportunity to pass to their left if the ball is coming up this side, or to their right if the ball is coming up that side. They come up the middle, they're going to have the left-right options, and it's going to create more options in transition and more opportunities for fast breaks. Your middies are going to be just over the restraining line. They aren't going to be definitely in line with the attackers the whole time, but they can set up that way. And when we get out to the field, we're going to show you with cones, with players, the different phases of this and how that will work and how they will shift and rotate into the zone as the ball moves. But everybody's responsibility is to actually react to the ball. Everybody's responsibility changes every time the ball is passed. So it's important that your players are on the same page, they're communicating, and they know where the ball is at all times. And that may be from listening to a point person. Maybe your attacker is the one that's yelling everything. Maybe you have your middies because they see the whole field yelling. But anytime that ball moves or that ball is passed out, you're going to have a trigger. You're going to tell those players, the ball's out, shift, whatever your communication or terms are going to be, that's what you're going to do every time that ball moves. Okay, now that we've talked about where the attackers and where the middies should go as part of the ride for the initial setup, what we're going to do is kind of go a little bit further, and we're going to talk about how they would shift when the ball actually does get passed from the goalie to the clearing team.